Hello there. The Chinese president has prepared the Shanghai Group for troubled times. He fears other countries could interfere in internal affairs. China's head of state and party leader Xi Jinping has urgently warned the members of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization of popular uprisings and interference from abroad. We must prevent foreign forces from fomenting color revolutions. That's what the Chinese president said on the final day of the Groups of State Summit on Friday in Samarkand in Uzbekistan. Together, the members would have to resist interference in internal affairs under any pretext. Political movements of the past few decades that aim to overthrow autocratic systems are referred to as color revolutions. Democratic transformations in several countries in the 2000s were often named after colors or plans and mostly supported by democratic forces from abroad. The world is entering a new phase of turbulence and change, Xi Jinping warned in a speech. The fog of the century's pandemic has not yet lifted. The smoke of local conflicts is rising again, he said. The Cold War mentality has returned, and unilateralism and protectionism are on the rise. Economic globalization is encountering countercurrents. Humanity is at a crossroads, he said. At the summit, Xi and Russian President Vladimir Putin spoke as one in favor of a new world order. It is time to reshape the international order and abandon the zero-sum game and bloc politics, Xi said on Friday. He called on the participating heads of state and government to work to ensure that the international order develops in a more just and reasonable direction, and that from a dictator. For his part, Putin praised the growing influence of non-Western countries. The growing role of new power centers that cooperate with each other is becoming increasingly clear, said the Russian head of state. The Shanghai Group is now the largest regional organization and is open to new members. He once again accused the West of making mistakes, saying the world was undergoing a transformation that was irreversible. In view of the Western sanctions because of the war of aggression of Russia against the Ukraine, Russia is trying to expand its relations with Asian countries, especially China. International ostracism notwithstanding, Putin made every effort to demonstrate at the summit that he's by no means isolated. Other states reacted with alarm to the closing of ranks. Russia and China are harming international peace, stability, democracy, and freedom, is what Taiwan's foreign ministry warned on Friday. Remarks by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi after meeting Putin pointed to cracks in the Shanghai Group. Now is not the time for a war, Modi said to Putin, according to a report by Indian broadcaster Doordarshan. India, which has close ties to Russia, has called for an end to hostilities. So far, however, the government has hesitated to condemn the Russian invasion of Ukraine. For the first time in 3 years, the summit was held in the presence of heads of state and government. Because of the pandemic, they had last held a virtual conference. Established in 2001 to fight terrorism, the group includes China, Russia, India, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. This time, Iran was included, which, like Belarus and Mongolia, had observer status. The process for the admission of Belarus, which is considered the last dictatorship in Europe, began, although Russia is taking that lead now soon. Partner countries are Armenia, Azerbaijan, Cambodia, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Turkey. With membership, Iran wants to be part of a fair and balanced world order, said President Ebrahim Raisi. At the same time, he made serious allegations against the United States. Our region has tasted the bitter taste of foreign intervention over the past few decades, and the result has been nothing but the creation of terrorism and the spread of insecurity. Paid by Iran mostly, by the way. Iran is also ready to play an effective role in securing energy supplies, Raisi said. The summit adopted a Samarkand declaration on deepening cooperation. A number of documents on global food security, energy supply, climate change, and ensuring reliable supply chains were also presented. China's president called on members to fight drug smuggling other transnational crimes, and the three evil forces: terrorism, separatism, and religious extremism. In that group? China is willing to train 2,000 law enforcement officers from SCO member states over the next 5 years and set up a counter-terrorism training center. To meet the world's needs, China will provide 1.5 billion yuan worth of food and humanitarian supplies to needy developing countries, Xi Jinping also announced. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.